Alright, welcome to the GSL Code A with Caldor and Wolf. Starting off with a Protoss versus Protoss and potentially proxy gates here.
Yeah, exactly. Currently on the Cloud Kingdom, our first map between Vampire and Parting. Starting to the bottom left, we have in the red color the MVP player. He's called Vampire. We don't have the overlays, of course, for our morning session here. And his opponent starting to the top right. Starting for the StarTale team. This is Parting, and he's gonna get proxied.
It's also possibly a cannon rush with a forward forge just to hide it. That's something that you just see from often. You sometimes think, oh, it's two gate proxy when they get to the main base with seeing nothing there, but probably going to be gateways. One thing to note though is he did start an additional probe. He's already up to 11 probes here, so this is just going to be pressure.
I really like that we see Vampire starting things off with a little bit of aggression. Yeah, that's one of the things in the PvP that you can always try to do. In the GSTL, we've just recently seen a couple of, for example, just this cannon rush that we've seen executed by Tails. That just mixes things up a little bit, makes things more interesting. And as you can see, Vampire now with a forward gate, whereas Parting might send out a probe at some point, but most likely he's not going to scout this particular position.
Oh, he's taking gas. And that starts to make things make a little bit more sense. He's just going to be trying to run his Stalkers out. He's going to proxy his Cybernetics core as well. This is something that can really catch a lot of players who skip the Zealot off guard. Because the Stalker comes so soon and so fast. Notice he's saving all this Chrono energy here as well. There's the second gateway.
It's actually a really strong strategy, especially if not scouted. You have the units out so much faster, and if you can overwhelm your opponent, can surprise him just a little bit, then things can go south very, very soon. So right now we have Parting without any information at all. He has no clue what's going on here, and there's the Cybernetics squad that Vampire is going to proxy as well, as Wolf already just mentioned.
Yeah. So now he's just going to use all of his resources on Stalkers. He's going to make Chrono Boost his top priority on those Stalkers. Second gas has been taken for Parting, who by the way has not scouted at all, not a single probe scout, and this is something that you can really take advantage of with a build like this. And now we just kind of have to wait. The first scout for Vampire is going to go in there. He's going to see what his opponent is up to.
What's also really important here is, of course, that Vampire saved so many Chrono Boosts, whereas Parting was spending them on his economy, or is now just Chrono Boosting his... Did he actually see anything here?
No,
he spent a few Chrono Boosts on his economy, but right now he still has a lot of energy. He really was... He didn't spend too many of them, but now, as you can see, the double Chrono Boost on those two Stargates of Vampire, he will have units out a lot faster than Parting. He's in 2 gates already, Chrono Boosting the Stalkers here. His Stalker count will be much better.
And he's just got better production. You know, a Chrono Boost is important, but when you have this much production, you can just walk up your opponent's ramp and kill him oftentimes. See if he wants to wait for a third Stalker. Looks like that is going to be the case. He's using all of that Chrono energy. Finally, a scout comes out from Parting. He's going to go and check the watchtower with the Zealot, but he still has no idea what's going on. Very much so in the dark. Checking for pylons right now. He's making a Twilight Council, which means he's not going to have any additional production. Oh, this is going to be a nightmare that he's running into right now.
The Stalker's trapped as well. Nice movement pattern here by Vampire, making sure that the Stalker cannot escape. It dies. And this is the worst possible scenario for Parting. He doesn't have a single sentry, he can't block the ramp. Now he's down in Stalkers, he's down in units, and he's being attacked in his main base. This is going to be so hard to hold off. It looks like it's going to be impossible for him.
It looks virtually impossible, yeah. I mean, the probes are pulled. He is going to block this for a little while, but more Stalkers are on the way. The probes are starting to fall. He's already losing mine time here. It's 4 Stalkers to 2, and with good micro, all he has to do is avoid the probes.
Exactly, you're so right. The one thing that could kill him here is if the probes are able to surround the Stalkers, but so far Vampire really paid a lot of attention to his ranged units. None of them were surrounded, and therefore we have Vampire doing a lot of damage here. But Parting now trying to control the choke point.
Yeah, he's trying to control that. He just wants to get a few more units out. Knows he's got these probes with his army, even though they're not doing anything right away. Now, this is the problem time. Warp Gate research is done, but it's 5 Stalkers against 3.
And more probes are being annihilated. They die instantly, and here we have the Stalkers now for Parting.
This is 1 chance.
6-5. He has still the chance of making this work, especially since in Harvesters he's not too far behind, and he has the better attack if you think about it.
Yeah, he definitely does. He's got that gas up as well. That's really going to be so good for him. Trying to break up the ramp again. This is so critical. This is the moment where Parting can try to turn things around.
Micro. Really well done so far. Takes one of the Stalkers down, and it looks like Parting is actually going to take this chance. Only 3 Stalkers left for Vampire. Parting was able to hold this off, He's down in Harvesters right now, but he's really doing a great. Look at this Stalker micro.
Insane micro here, and he has actually turned things around quite rapidly. Now taking out an additional Stalker, takes out the final one down here to the south as well.
Parting really showing his skills here. GG by Vampire, a great game by Parting. Nice strategy by the MVP player, putting a lot of pressure onto the StarTale Protoss, but in the end, Parting is just a little bit too calm collected, is able to play his strengths, and that was really well defended by him.
He was able to do what he was not able to do against the MVP player from Team League. I won't spoil exactly what happened in that particular match. You guys should go and check it out, but it seems like MVP players like to cheese this guy in Protoss versus Protoss so far, and see what he's got in plan for game number 2. The strategy really almost worked, but Parting his micro was just so much better than Vampire's in the critical moments.
He was just always making sure that he could put the Stalkers of Vampire to the right, never let them bypass the probes, and Vampire had to be really, really careful that the Harvesters did not surround the Stalkers, and then as soon as the choke point was under the control of Parting, he could warp in more and more Stalkers. He was able to make his better economy work, and he just delayed everything really well done. Got the higher Stalker count, also had a pretty good tech, yet the gas, as you already mentioned. So it was really, really well done by Parting. I have to say that it looked really grim, but in the end the StarTale player was victorious, is now in the lead in this best of 3, and we are starting the second map right now, so game number 2 coming up in just a few seconds. The map is going to be Whirlwind here.
Yeah, pretty big map. Probably going to see a late game Protoss versus Protoss on this one. Even with Warp Gate research, it's just so hard to actually kill a Protoss early on a map like this. Game is now loaded.